Hey guys. So I'm excited about this today, as I always am, when it comes to book stuff, because I want you to be able to write your books with ease. So I'm kicking off this series today. And for those of you who are new to me, I know I've got a ton of new connections. I'm Tessa Colvin. I'm a publishing coach and consultant. So this is your one spot to come to so we can talk about books. So as I kind of invite some people on so we can have this conversation, I want to make sure that people truly understand that you can write your book very easily. You can write your book with ease. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a labor. It's a labor of love, but it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to fight to make it happen. So before I get into all of that, let me invite the whole wide world, just because I'm in that kind of mood and I want everybody to hear this. Okay, so as you come on, let me know you're here. Give me a hey. Hey, Lizette. So writing a book, we all know people who want to write books. We all want to write books. I hope we do. We all want to write books. Say it with me. Like, we all want to write books, right? Okay, I'm getting it clear. So the thing is, though, you can write your book with ease. Like, I'm not making that up. It's not a fairy tale. And one of the reasons that people struggle with writing their books with ease is, wherever the subject is, it's because they have an outline, but the outline just made it harder. The outline just made them dread the writing process. So I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why that's so. Initially, I was like, this is why your outline sucks, and it's sucking the life out of your writing process. So here it goes. The thing about the outline, right? A little bit before that, though. A book is a conversation. Think about a conversation. Like, I'm talking to you guys right now, and like, I don't have like 37 bullet points or, Roman numerals everywhere. I'm just talking. I'm having a conversation. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Donna. I'm having a conversation with you. A book is supposed to flow like that. It's just two friends talking. It's a mentor and a mentee. Mentee? Yeah, that's right. It's a mentor and a mentee having a conversation about something they're both passionate about. That shouldn't be hard, right? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be forced. And so when you approach a book as a conversation, that immediately takes off all of the weight of those myths about, you've got to use proper English and grammar. That's what editors are for. You bring the talent, right? You bring the talent to the conversation. You bring the topic to the conversation. So that's first. But let's talk about this outlining piece. So you went in and you went back to grade school in your head and you're like, okay, so an outline should go like this. I need to break my book up into parts and chapters and factions and blah, blah, blahs, right? So you did all of that and you put all of the things that you thought were supposed to go into that outline. And then you were like, okay, I got it. Now I can write my book. Hey, Cindy. And nothing happened. So the thing that was supposed to save you, that outline, it didn't help you. This is why. The outline was likely disjointed. It was just a list of stuff, a list of things to talk about. Hey, Megan. So it was just a list. No connection to you as the person who wants to pour out or who's designed to pour out. It's just a list of stuff. So I need to hit these high points. I need to say this. I want to say this. That's not a conversation, right? That's a speech or a talk. Books can't be approached that way. Books can't be one-sided because all of that energy translates into your book. So if you just listed out some stuff that you can put into a book, that's a to-do list. That's why the outline didn't work for you, right? So I'm going to tell you what to do instead of that in just a second, but there's two more reasons why your outline didn't save you the way that you thought it was and make it easy for you. So the other thing is, it wasn't connected to the internal story that you have that you're supposed to pour out. So what does that mean? It was just a list of stuff you should talk about. That easy, fluffy, top layer stuff. Well, you know, your story and your journey was deeper than that, right? Like, there was bumps along the way. There was just not even bumps. You just fell off. You fell down. You scraped your knees up. You tumbled, all of that. That's not surface level stuff, right? So if you just listed out, okay, for a business owner, for example, you just talk about getting financing, how to get followers, blah, 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 and you negate all of the emotional stuff you went to get to your $1 trillion mark, then that's fluffy, right? Okay, good, Christine, I'm glad. So if you're just talking about the, am I going to be petty? I am going to be petty. If you're just saying, this is how you hit your $10 million in 10 minutes, and you're not telling the story, the whole story, and helping people to connect with the emotional things that they may be feeling as they're on their business building journey, or the emotional things that they may be feeling from trying to build a business by themselves, then that's why your outline didn't save you, because you're not talking about anything. You just made a list of stuff that you could talk about, that you feel like you should talk about, or maybe so-and-so talked about this in their book. That didn't help you, did it? If it didn't help you, don't include that type of structure in your book. Like, that's the reality. If you don't like it, if you didn't like it, your reader's not going to like it. Like attracts like, right? So then the third thing is, this is a good one. And this is a good one. The third reason that your outline that you created didn't save you and make the writing easy is because it was just another way for you to filter. It was just another way for you to hide behind your education or your skills versus that powerful inner knowing that you have about whatever your topic is. And so what do I mean by that? So if you're new to me, I have a master's degree in business. So I've got all degrees up to that, and I'm even working on a doctorate. And that's all well and good. I'm really good at business. I'm really good at publishing. And I'm good at publishing because I gained some experience. But there's another part of me. There's a part of me that I can't even describe it on a sales page. I can't, it's my knowing. I know how to guide people through writing their books. I know how to help them peel back those layers so that we get to that goal that's on the inside when it comes to their message, right? That's not something everybody can do. And that's not something that a poorly done outline can help you with, right? So when I say you just use your outline to hide and filter, it's like, oh, I got all this stuff I'm going to put in my book. It's going to be great. But it's really not, because it's all surface stuff. It's the same stuff that 6 people down the line are talking about. You know, you need blah, blah, blah funnels for your business, or you need this book or this tool or this coloring book to get your mindset right. But you know, deep inside, your message is much deeper than that. It's much more real and much more raw and much more powerful than that. And so you just putting a bunch of stuff on your outline was your way of saying, okay, I did that. I'm serious about writing my book, but it's just you hiding. It's you hiding that power. It's you filtering, right? So those are the 3 reasons why outlines don't work when they're poorly done. So I'm going to go back through them really quick, because I'm going to tell you what you should do when you're trying to outline and how to supercharge your outline, right? So it's just a list of stuff. It's disjointed. It's kind of a catch-all. It's because you lack clarity. So that's one reason why your outline didn't save you and make the writing easy for you. The other reason is that you put in the things that you thought you should say, the things that you thought you should share about a particular topic, whatever you're called to write about. And the third reason is because you were using that outline anyway to filter, to hide. How do I know? Because I've been there. Been there, done that, didn't even get a cute t-shirt or a nice mug, right? So that's how I know I know about that. So this is what you do instead. I just had a call earlier today with one of my new powerhouse authors, and we went through and we were pulling back the layers to figure out, what's your message? Who's it for? And when we got done, it was like, damn, this is powerful. This is like, wow. And I won't give you the details, but I will tell you, she was like, this was easy. And I'm like, exactly. Sharing your message should be easy because you've already done the hard part. You guys have heard me say this. You've already done the hard part. You did the hard part. You learned the lesson. You fell off. You scraped up your knees. You learned the best way, the fastest path. You learned it because you took the long way. Right? So if you are one of those people who you're like, okay, I've outlined, why can't I write? This is why. Your outline did not in any way, shape, or form consider the fact that you are having a conversation. It was totally one-sided. You made a to-do list for yourself. So the way to combat that is to get really crystal clear on who you're talking to. And I know it's probably like, oh, that's all. That is so important. That's so important. Think about teachers, lesson plans. They know, okay, everyone in the 3rd grade should be at this level, and so I can teach this piece right here. You've got to do the same thing. You're trying to teach powerful practices, methodologies. You're trying to share powerful messages that'll change people's lives, and you don't want to consider them in the writing, in the conversation. That doesn't make sense, right? So you want to get crystal clear on who you're talking to. And then talk to them. Talk to them in your mind. I'm giving you permission. Talk to yourself with your friend in mind, whoever that person is. It's best if it's a loved one. A couple months back, I put out a money book with an amazing group of women, and it was about finances and how we stumbled learning about finances. And I envisioned that I was talking to my daughter. She's in college. I was talking to her. I was concerned about her money life. And so I'm like crying and I'm writing because I'm real, I'm raw. I'm sharing my falls, my straight up falling off a cliff. I'm sharing that unfiltered because I want you to get it. I want her to get it. She's someone who's important to me. So when you're writing, that's who you envision. You don't envision some random person in a coffee shop just grabbing your book and reading it, because then you don't have a connection to who your message is touching. So get clear on it. Envision who you're talking to. Think about, this is the second part, after you know who you're talking to, think about the questions that they would ask you. Going back to the money book that I just mentioned, I thought about the questions that she would ask, like, how do I even know if I have poor money habits? Those are questions that I envisioned her asking, and then I went in and answered them. How do I know how to save money? How do I know if I have a poverty or a lack mindset? These are all questions that I was able to answer because I know her. I knew that she was my target, and I knew I wanted to talk to her. So that's kind of called a question-based outline. Anthony, I know you've heard this before. So when you have a question-based outline, it makes it much easier to carry on a conversation. It makes it easy because the way my brain is set up, the way your mind is set up, it's a computer. As soon as you ask a question, it starts calculating. That's the thing that it does. It starts trying to figure it out. So if your outline is set up as a series of powerful questions that you want to answer for your reader, or that your reader would ask you in your book, imagine how easy the words will flow. Imagine how much easier that writing will happen. Imagine how much more powerful it would be than you just trying to write to a checklist or a to-do list or something like that. Because now you have this energy, this rhythm, this flow of I am answering a question that's important to somebody. I am providing the tools, resources, information. I am providing the sneak peek into my life to help somebody transform. That is how you write with ease. And that's how you create an outline that allows you to write with ease. It sounds simple because it is simple. Like I said, and I say it all the time, you've already done the hard part. The hard part was deciding to be the very first person to go to college in your family. The hard part was deciding to go to college and you're a single mom. The hard part was deciding to start a business when nobody you know has ever done that. The hard part was deciding to move from one country to the other just because you wanted a new experience. You did all that, right? Telling someone how you felt in that moment, how you overcame fear, how you overcame doubt, how you overcame the naysayers, that should be easy. That's all your book is a conversation about the nuggets that you've already paid for in life, the education that life has given you. That's all that is. So a lot of times people say, I've got this outline, it's not working, and it's not. It is not. And it's because your outline was disconnected. Your outline was like, you laid it out like talking points. That's not powerful. You don't want to preach at people. You want to pull them in. You want to talk to them and have a conversation with them, right? That's what your book should do. I hope that's what your book is going to do, right? So let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Let me know your thoughts, your questions on that, because I get a lot of people who tell me, I've got my outline already. I just can't seem to get the writing out. It's not happening. I'm stuck. All of these things. So, Facebook does funny things for me. I want to make sure I'm still on here and not missing your comments along the way. Yeah, there I am. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, there's something very powerful that happens when you use, there you go, when you use questions to help you outline. It helps you to create that roadmap to success, that roadmap to transformation, that roadmap to healing that your reader is looking for when they come across your book in the first place. So keep that in mind. If you have an outline that you already have and you are married to it, but your writing isn't working, you might want to get a divorce from the outline. You might want to just step back from that and go back and ask some questions about your topic. Figure out what your reader needs. What is it that they came looking for with your book anyway, right? And I promise you from there will be a powerful shift, because you shift into serving, pouring out versus dumping out. There's a difference. There's a different energy there. Okay. So the last thing that I will tell you is that today, what's today? Wednesday? I should know that. Yeah, today is Wednesday. And I have an amazing group of people that I'm going to be working with starting on Monday. And you may be one of them. If you are struggling with things like having a powerful outline, getting your writing done with ease, this is what I do. This is why I've designed my boot camp, and it kicks off Monday, August 20th. And I want to talk to you about the design of this boot camp. More often than not, I hear people talk about writing is hard, or oh, I don't have time. Writing is hard. I'm not a good writer. I know I'm supposed to write a book, but I just can't commit to all that entails. That's one that I hear all the time, because I'm like, well, first of all, you got to write it. All the other stuff will fall into place, I promise. But in this boot camp, it's the Get That Book Done boot camp, because why? We're going to get your book done. That book, the one that's on the inside of you, the real book that you're supposed to write, not the one that you have filtered to death, not the one that you created that outline for that didn't work, but your true, your powerful book, the one that's inside you, the one that you are assigned and designed to write because of your story and your journey, whether that's business, whether you're a mindset specialist, whether it's a matter of you're speaking to single moms, whether you're speaking to single dads, whether you're speaking to people who are starting over after some type of transition. Whatever your message is, we're going to write that. We are going to get that book done. So let me tell you why. This is not dumping a bunch of modules. This is not pushing a bunch of information. This is a safe space for writing, accountability, and support. Over the next couple of weeks, we will all be working together in this space. First thing we will do is get you a crystal clear outline so that you can carry on the conversation you were designed to write, to share. We're going to get into the outline just like I just showed you and really connect with your reader so that you can have the conversation that they need, so that they can transition, transform, so that they can grow, so that they can heal by the end of your book. And we're going to write. We're writing. We have weekly check-ins where I want to know what your word count is. We're not just hanging out in there to say, oh, we're in here writing and it's cute and it's fun. No, we're getting the work done. And on Wednesdays, we get on the phone. All of us, we get on the phone together. If you're feeling stuck, if you are having some type of block, if something's not coming together for you, we work and we shake that loose so that you can keep writing. So we're getting in this safe space. We're getting in here. We're getting in the boot camp to get that book done seriously, not for play, not just for show, not just to say we did it and we all got together and tried to write a book. We're talking real word counts. Some of the people in my last round of the boot camp came in, and week one, we're talking 4,000 words written, 6,000 words written like this, because they had the support and accountability that they needed to get the words, to translate that power to pages. They knew it was necessary. They knew it was time, and they had tried everything. They had tried, okay, so I'm going to write an hour a day. And I know some of this sounds familiar. I'm going to write an hour a day. I'm gonna outline my book and then it'll be easy. They did all of those same things that I know some of you have done and got no results. And the reason was because they were writing into the dark. They were writing with no support and accountability, and just a couple of small things that they needed to tweak about who they're talking to as far as audience, about what they were even talking about. Small tweaks that I am able to get my hands on inside this boot camp and help people to unlock so that the writing starts to flow like water. Within the first week, I had several people who had hit 26% of their word count. How do I know that? Because when we check in, we're doing the numbers, and it's not just fluffy stuff. We are doing the numbers. How many words? What's your overall goal for this experience? How many words have you written this week? Why didn't you write this week? Why didn't you show up in the group? This is the level of accountability that's being poured into this group. And like I said, it's a select group. It's for people who are ready to take action. You've Googled, you've YouTube University to death. You know it's possible to publish a book. You know that. You know it in your intellectual mind. But there's something else that's holding you back. It could be filtering. It could just be that you need the right people around you to help you move it forward. Whichever one it is, the boot camp is the experience that you want to have to get your book done. So I'm going to drop the link for you right now, as a matter of fact, to make sure that if you're wanting to experience this and you want to be on the other side of the boot camp, that you can get in there. And if you have any questions, if you have questions about, is it for me? It's for you if you're really ready to get your book done. It's for you if you want to put words on paper. It's for you if you are tired of carrying that baby around and it's getting bigger and bigger. It's for you. It is not for you if you don't want the support and accountability that comes with writing your book. It's not for you if you're writing fiction. Not this round. I have something special coming from my fiction writers. But this is for those people who are ready to write a transformational book that is serious, that is helping people, that's not fluffy, that's healing people. It gets them from point A to point B. Okay. So the last thing I'll say, I did drop the link. So if you want in the boot camp, click the link. If you've got questions, PM me. If you know someone that needs this, tag them, share it, all that good stuff, because this is happening. We're what, 4 days away. The last day to sign up is Saturday at midnight. The next boot camp won't open up for some time because I'm pouring out into these boot camps. It's not fluffy. No, we're in here working. We're rolling up our sleeves to write these books, right? So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Like I said, these are the tweaks that keep you from getting your book done. You think you have an outline, but you don't. So if that's you, I expect to see you on the other side of the boot camp. And I will be back for part 2 of how to write your book with ease later on this week. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.